Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How was your Sunday? How are you doing? We are back. This is amazing. Actually, I want us to just look at the market and just analyze and see what do you really think that is really going to be happening from next week, because last week was so amazing. We started well, we analyzed the market so good, and things really went so well. And right now what I'm actually checking on the ground prices. That is what I'm seeing, and I'm checking right here. And this is amazing to once what I see on how really the prices of really gold are performing. Remember, we were starting by where we were talking about buying gold at 89, but remember the best important zone that we are talking about is absolutely where these prices are right now. And it's very important us actually to follow up and see, are we still doing the same thing, or what really happened? Because right now the price is being below 88. I see a very good opportunity to still buy from this. Although from next week I have seen the dollar actually gaining the strength. I've seen the dollar is going to gain the strength from the next week. That is what we are getting from here. But don't forget, as well, next week we're going to see how really what has been transpiring from all that. So last week, remember what we were trading? We were trading one of the pairs, that is we were trading US30. So last week we were trading US30, and US30 is absolutely at the level that we were talking about. That is this level of 48,900. So if you did not join this, then our plan was absolutely to buy from this market right from 100 all the way to this zone here, although it does not look that amazing because in terms of the volume that we get here, but that is when it comes to the stocks indices, that is absolutely different. But at least one thing that you can really notice from here is that we are really going to move higher, and that way you see that we have been buying from this market as long as it has been moving up. So still we are waiting to see what is going to be transferred next week. So this week, this is my expectation for the US30. I'm going to also check on the fundamentals in terms of the news that is breaking, because I think from yesterday there are some of things that have really happened. I'm going to check on that and see how they're really going to be affecting this market coming this week. And as you can see from this market, of course, because on how the US data had actually been moving, so I'm expecting at least this market to continue moving at least to 50. That is the position that I'm waiting to see from this market. We are going to as well analyze on gold prices. I will show you where so many people are waiting to see the prices of gold and why we can expect the prices that matters a lot, especially when it comes to the next week. I'm going to show you the prices that matters from that. If you're joining this, ensure that you like this live. Thank you so much for joining this. Remember, tomorrow London session around 11 a.m. when it's open in East African time, we'll be live here again, trading live at that session. So don't miss out. I'm going to start checking on this. So here is US30. I'll still be trading it as we move all the way up. Now I want to show you something very interesting here, because number one, I want to show you what have been happening, especially when it comes to the gold prices. Look at this. Gold is absolutely been moving up for 7 days right now, and this is crazy. This is crazy. Number one, if you look on the RSI, on this you see realize on the daily time frame is absolutely at 81, and if you move to weekly time frame, just look at this. We are actually around 79, but the craziest part is on the monthly time frame, we are absolutely on 95. RSI is actually 0.95, as you can see from the position that we have. The market is at 95.03. That means that we are absolutely on the extreme high, especially on when we are talking on the highest time frame, that is monthly time frame. And this big candle that you see for me here, these are the things that you really have to look at. Look at how the market moves. You know, the market cannot really move like a straight, although we have been on the trend. Every time you see the market doing its things, every time we are buying from this market. But let's just be honest to each other. Let's just be honest to each other as we try to reason on this, on what can really happen next week as we are ending to this session. And ensure, if you're actually joining this, ensure that you do one thing. You can let me just know who is here, because join us live. We have a lot to share. Amazing. Wow. Yeah, no, you see this is absolutely on the extreme level. So the market absolutely being on the highest time frame, 15 minute time frame, that is 1 hour time frame, 1 month time frame, I mean 1 month time frame, and already we are on the extreme levels. This is really a caution. And we wanted to try and see if that happens, what are the consequences and what are we supposed to be looking from this market, because this is serious. This is very serious, because this is a very rare position. This is a rare thing for this market to do. 96, 95, remember 95 is so much extreme. Even when we talk about 85, 80s, when this market touches 80s, already those are really extreme levels that we are talking about. So when this market touches this extreme level of 80, when the market actually touches of this 96, then that is really a caution that we have to take. Because let's see these candles, because you see, number one, look at all these candles that are really being formed here. Every time the market made a move, although it is the highest time frame, I think the only candle that you see not filled is this one, where the market jumped from 2000 and to this was actually just soon, because this is 2024, last year but one, so this is very soon. So this is when the market started moving. This is unfilled gap that was created. That means people sold this market at this area here. They never saw that market. That market never came back to that zone again. And you can see where we jumped from that. But remember, this was actually a breakout that we were expecting 2083 at that time. This was long time ago. And you can see how we got a very clear momentum for this market to move. So we can expect, of course, this candle, because, you know, it's a breakout candle, very strong. Expect the momentum to move that month. But you see a certain candle like this one being filled, this one as well. This, after this big move, we got a breakout towards the upper side, but look at this field here. And now from this point on, you can see we have a very big gap here, never filled, of around 30, which moved the market from 3,400 to 38. That's a difference of 4,000. And at least these ones, but you can see there's a very big one here, where the market absolutely moved from 4,300 up the level where we are almost $700 move. So the lowest we can expect from this market to move is absolutely 4,700. So when this market probably start moving down, then actually it's going to move very down. And there's something I always tell people is that the reason the market is normally known as the short is because the market normally, the short, when actually we short the market, like when the market sells, like when the market moves down, it does not really stay that long. So I wanted you to see that thing, like like what is really going to be happening. Like this is what we are really getting. This is where we are getting ourselves into, where this market is absolutely all the way up, and this is crazy. So 95 is what we are really getting. 95 on the, this is on the highest extreme levels. All right, this is so good as well. But remember also, last year around December, I shared a video where I told you that silver actually was declared as the rare metal, and also before that, before December, around June, May 2025, it was declared again as the very critical mineral. I shared all those information again, and you can see how the silver actually has been moving, and that has been so crazy. That is the same move that you have been getting. Let's see, because also silver has actually moved in a very crazy. If you invested in silver like last year, last week you bought a silver and you had at least for 1 week. Today you must be in a very big profit as we speak right now. That is the same thing that is happening with the silver. So how many of you are actually been? But you can see also silver is also on the extreme levels, which is on the monthly time frame, which is around 95. So what is really going to be happening with these metals? Because you can see this big move that we have here. You can see this analysis that we end around this area here, where I told you that this market, actually if you go to the lowest time frame, you are going to get this, where we analyze the silver, and I told you the silver is going to create new highs. The price is going to be unstoppable, and you can see right now we are talking about 103. This is crazy of what we've been getting from the silver. By the way, this is the first time the silver is hitting the 95 back. But you know, of course, this is the market, and the market cannot actually stay this up all the time. We have to do some corrections, and that is what we are getting right here. Now, there is one thing that you can actually do for yourself. When you see the silver actually just correcting this move that is going to be happening, probably create or maybe fill this gap to 86, because there is likelihood for that. When you see the market actually moved into 86, then it's actually been going to be a very good opportunity for you now to start buying the silver, because silver is actually creating highs. Silver is actually moving up, and silver is actually going to create, is going to be actually the next deal. It's actually going to be the next deal for this market. It's actually going to even to be probably the next gold that we are going to be getting here. But what we get from the highest time frame is that we are going to get probably in the next month that we are going to have. Remember, today is on January, probably February, we are going to get a correction. And remember, when we talk about the short again, if this is not going to happen next week for the silver, if the silver keep moving up, and probably we hit 1,005. So I know there's so many people who not want to miss this opportunity. If you don't want to miss an opportunity for the silver, this is the thing that you really have to see. The highest time frame will help you so much if you are an investor, knowing so well that you are really in extreme levels, and there is no way the market can move to 101. Of course, the market has, and remember, those big people, these big institutions, they are not looking for, they are looking actually for big indicators, monthly indicators, like what we have here, monthly time frame. And when we look at the silver so well, that's the same thing that you realize from this market, is that this market is on the extreme levels. I know you are running there, you don't want to miss the opportunity to buy the silver, because it's creating highs, it's moving from 100 to 103, and sometimes when your broker actually gives you like it's 0.1, you know, how silver sometimes is calculated, how you can make more money even on the silver, like a small lot size makes you a lot of money, especially when it comes to the silver. And you think like this is a big opportunity, but when you enter this, you realize that in the morning the silver is actually trading at 103, but the next day you find it trading at this price here at 90. And you remember at 90 is very low actually compared to 103 that we have here. That's almost $1,000 that we have, in case you maybe use a small losses as you have there. And that is the thing that you really have to realize. So in case you are investing, you're planning to buy silver and hold, don't look how people are really doing out there. Just know that we are in the extreme levels, and this is not really a very good opportunity for you to buy. Even if you look at this on the highest time frame, you realize we are still on the extreme levels, because this we have not really gotten any the price correcting move of how it's made this big move here. Or you can see we are on 75, and probably next week that is the time we are going to get that correction. So I wanted to just to touch that one on the how the market is moving. That is on the commodity side, the silver, that's precious metals, silver and gold, on how on the highest time frame we are still on the highest extreme level. So those are the things to watch out, especially as we are ending the January. Remember, January is coming to an end. So this week is very important, because if there is any target that the market was actually to hit, and I'm actually going to check even the futures market, we are going to check on that and options, so that we can see what is the next future for this market. And that is what I want us to look at here. Look at this. Allow me to open these options so that we can see what are the predictions for the futures market when it comes to, I want to find gold. I want to find gold here so that we can have, let's find what are the real predictions for this market. Yeah, so those extreme levels are very important, because if you can miss an opportunity there, and things are really going to move so badly for you. So you have to be very careful on everything that you're really going to be doing right here. Wanting to check on the contracts. Allow me to find this. This is very important. This is very important. I want to show you something very interesting here. Now look at this. I want us to look at something very amazing here. I don't know whether you can see my screen, but I'm going to expand it, at least we can see all of us here. Now I'll tell you the reason we check on the features. So this is a aspiration. So this is one thing that you have to realize about the futures market. There are several data that you cannot get from the spot market, like the normal gold that we normally trade, but at least we're going to get that data at the end of this. So in the next month, this expires in, I want us to check weekly, because this expires in 8 days. This expires in 80 days. So the expiry, you want to see where people are really projecting, like the prices of the gold is really going to be touching. And when you look at this strike, you realize that the current price that we have is around 49.88. So that means we are in between this place here. So the next target where we have like more projections for the cause is absolutely the market to start moving up. So you can see there are so many people who are projecting that the prices of the gold is really going to be moving up 25.0%. This is really high, and so many people are expecting the prices to end up in the next week to be at 52.96. That is crazy. That is crazy. But I think the next target that we are going to be having is 49.98 and 50.77. But mostly important, all those can be actually the noise. Let's see on the projection of this. This is very important because you can see we're actually in between here, which is 48.77 and 49. This is 48.77 and we are 49.88. That is what you have, the current price on the spot market, that is CFD. So when you look at this, you realize that we are actually here. And the next projection, if you look at this, we have so many unders around this point here where people are really placing and predicting that the market actually might actually be ending to these levels, which is around this area here of 50.22. And you can see that has increased, that will be increasing from 49.90, and you can see how that sharpness is. So that is why so many people are really expecting these prices to be. So next week, this is what we are really going to see, because the expiry for the futures market coming up, and you know, when the expiry comes, is actually near. So many people are really expecting to push the prices. We expect the prices to be at this level, so they end up actually now trying to push those prices to the predictions levels. And that's why you see on the futures market, remember this is gold option, so but this normally follows the spot. So the spot follows the option stroke of the futures market. That is what normally happens. So we might be getting 52. So why 52? Why 5022 matters? Because this can actually act as the resistance levels that you are going to be getting. And you can see price, it is actually reducing after that. So next week, if you see the prices of gold, because right now it's just like $14 to that level, if you see the prices eating around 5,022, if they push that prices that level, probably that is the time now we are going to start looking for a sale. So if you are going to finding a place to sell the gold on high stream levels, I think 5,020 around that zone, that is actually going to be very important. And you are going to look for the prices to buy. Remember, these prices actually can move all the way to 48.70. These is the areas that we are going to be expecting. Now what you have to do is just go and find this one at the area of the zone, and then put a mark over this one and also on these levels here. So we are almost to this place of the sell. So when you realize this, where we have many orders for the buys and sells, so we are actually near to the 450.22, and that is the forecast that you're going to be having from this market. Now that is what I wanted us to check as well, and then we will be ending to another feature here. Remember also next week, that is very important, because for the dollar sign, there is a time we are going to be having the federal rate decisions are actually going to be on Wednesday 28th and the FOM meeting. But on this side, they are actually expecting the rate to be remain the same, unless maybe we get a surprise from that, of which can actually influence the market so badly from this side. So next week, as I'm predicting on this, is going to be an interesting week where we're going to be expecting the Fed rate, form statement, and as well unemployment claims is going to be on that. But remember also, last week we were expecting the flash PPI. This week we'll be getting the core PPI and PPI for the month. So those are the data we'll be expecting. But before that time, we'll actually come with the data and explain all this rating and really see how the inflation has been. Comparing that last week, the Fed actually decided to cut at least, I think, 75 points last week, and that has actually been so amazing. So we are going to see next week on our classes that we do from 11 a.m. trending live. We're going to see what is there possibilities for the Fed to cut the interest rate, because I'm going to also be showing you all these lessons right here. So we have a lot of things. I have a lot of information right now, but I just decided that let's just check on how the market is doing, but we'll still be doing that I think tomorrow. So what I do expect now from the gold side, I expect the gold to move up and maybe next week start making the correction. Probably when we end up next week, because of this extreme level that we have for the gold. Now, these are my predictions, not prediction, but analysis actually, because we're going even to check more of this. Remember, this is just us, we are just checking on all the real things I'm doing. So, number one, if you're on the gold, if you're buying, if you want to buy for the gold, just right now, the prices are really too high. Remember, as the month is, the end of the month is coming, and the prices are really going to close. The prices are really going to find a high, maybe a good new time high. And remember what we are saying is that this option feature has helped us to know the likelihood of where the prices can actually end up to, and I think the next price can be actually around 50-20, around 50-20. So because the market cannot just eat 5,000 and get back, because that is the prediction that you've been getting even from the big firms, predicting like the 5,000 is the big mark. I have actually been listening to the big firms, even to the big analysts on the Bloomberg, and actually the prediction for the last year, they saying this year the gold actually can be touching 5,000, but that's actually happened so fast because we have already hit around 5,000 already. We'll be hitting around 5,000 this week, and when we hit around 5,000 a week, of course that is going to be a gold psychological level. So this becomes a psychological level that you see here. 5,000 is going to be a psychological level, so it's going to be very important considering these prices to be pushed here as the magnet. And remember also, we have the same now as people now start putting, remember now we are going to have more sales that will be coming around this area. Look at this, the prices to be pushed all the way, people buying from this side here, but the buys actually start reducing once you start moving up, and you see so many sales actually start being accumulating more sales as we move to the upper side. So once we hit 5,000 and plus, that is the time now to start selling from this. So that is what I think. If we hit 5,000 or next week, or the market opens with a gap, it's likely the market actually to open probably at that time to open with a very big gap, 18,522. Just prepare for yourself just to buy when the market is actually, we have $14 to that area there. So I'm going to just do this. So we are going to have big sales. Let me big sell. This is for correction. Big, we have to have a big correction that is coming to sell from. So this is going to be a sell from 48 for 50, from 50-20 there. If you see the prices eating around, this is for the gold. If you see the prices actually hitting around 5,020, this is going to be a very big opportunity for you to sell from this market. That will actually be around this area here. So that is what I'm expecting from this market, to push all the way up. But remember what we are saying, we have compiled different time frames and what we expect also from the options and how the market is. So we start selling once the market crosses that area. Remember also, number one, psychologically it's at psychological level, so the market is on extreme levels, and also so many people, like many orders have been placed, like people are really going to be selling from that point, and it's going to be a very amazing, and I think that's going to be a very perfect zone that we are going to have. So the reason I just came live here is that in case probably you'll see the prices at the top there, 5,000 plus, then it's going to be a very big opportunity for us now to start selling the gold. It's just the same thing that is happening to the prices of silver. Remember also, it has to do with correction. You know, there are some people who are going to really sell massively, so at least to allow others to buy. It's happened, and that's what you see. For example, a silver, you have to be very careful on that, and I really recommend, if you're trading silver, if you're planning to trade silver, this is what you're going to do. Listen to me carefully on this. So if you're planning to buy silver, if you're planning to buy the silver, just do this. actually like this live. If you are here, just like it's going to oh, I forgot to check the comment section, so we are still continuing. Okay, when I see your message, you need help in trading. There's no problem, brother. I'll contact you. You just okay. My number is absolutely there, so you can just absolutely check it, right? So worry not. You'll subscribe. Thank you so much. Just subscribe this video. Thank you. And join us actually 11 a.m. West African time. You know, I don't know which time is in your country, East African time, but EAT 11 a.m. That is actually when the London session opens. Yeah. Okay. Warm greetings. I've been trying to create an account to the breaker, but could not be verified. What would be the main issue? Bro, don't worry. I got you sorted. So once I'm finished with this live, then we can talk. I will help you out before I sleep, right? Then tomorrow we wake up to trade live again. But I want you to listen from this is very important, okay? If you're planning to trade silver next week, it's the same thing. It's the same thing that is going to be happening. Remember also the big correction is really coming up for the silver. I know there are so many people actually been buying silver every time. Also, I've been telling you to keep buying silver, but you see, the same silver it's eating around on the monthly high time frames is actually hitting on big, and you know it only has retail traders who are just here, just trading 1 minute time frame, 2 minute time frame. This is actually crazy, but these people are actually checking on the highest time frame, monthly time frame, and daily time frame, weekly time frame. Those are the biggest time frames that we are really having here. Now, what is really going to be happening here? Hello, Priscilla Angelo. How are you doing? Now, and sorry, let me drink some water. Amazing. You know, the biggest move that you can actually, the biggest time for you to be a trader is actually right now. This is the biggest opportunity that you can get from this market. You move how the market is really going to be moving. Trust me, next week, if this market is going to be moving up, that is going to be the last move. And then when the next month comes, that is on the February, then the market is going to make a very big correction. So this is announcement. This is actually big correction that is going to come from this market. So we are going to start selling once the prices hit around 50.20. That is for the gold signed. We are going also to check on the silver. What is really going to be happening is when the market, remember this is actually the end of the month. This is the end of the month. This is the end of the month. There are so many targets. There are so many positions that are going to be closed down. Futures on the future side, options. So the market is actually going to correct this week. That's the first thing that you really have to understand. We are in a very critical point right now where so many people, retailers are seeing gold is moving. You know, some are saying that gold has been moving throughout last year, and also from January the prices have been creating all highs. Why can't I buy? Why can't I continue? And then at the end, you know, that is the same thing that normally happens to our traders. Like, you make money throughout the year and then you lose all of it at once, because sometimes you can make those stupid mistakes where you say, because the prices of gold have been moving up or the silver is moving up, let me just put a big lot. And the moment you just put it like this, especially like this moment that we have here for the gold and silver, then it catches you with the surprise where the market makes a very big correction that you probably maybe even a $3,000 move in maybe 2 days, and then you are just caught up in a surprise and you lose a lot of money, probably even lose everything that you've been making from the market for a very long time. So I don't want you to be there. I want us to be prepared for this and know that the market is about to correct. Now this is actually going to be long, but at least now we have at least move to make on the upper side, right? We have some big move to make on the upper side. That's what I'm waiting to see. So on this pattern now, where is this market going to be moving? By just checking a small analysis on here on let's see, on the daily time frame, you can see the market is already made a move. Market is already making the move where it is just moving like this, and you can see even not only on the monthly time frame, but you see gold actually forming something like this. It's absolutely crazy, because you can see after this breakout, the market actually trying to come on this level, but we end a gap here from 46.60 all the way here. You can see this is 3,000. This is around almost $4,000 here, $3,000+ move that made here without actually going back, and this without even creating a red candle here. So probably after the end of the week, or what you're going to get, this is what you're going to be getting. So the reason I'm saying this, so that you can be prepared if you are really only big position, probably thinking the market is going to hit 5,200 the next week. So we get prepared for that. The big sale that you're going to have here, I repeat again, is when the prices hit around 50.22. Okay. Now, what do you do with this? What we are going to do is you create just alerts. Go here and create alerts. For example, for me, I just come here. You can see I have an alert here, and the alerts that I have here on my PC is number one. I have this is known as the silver. So the alerts I have there is for the silver, and number one, so I know when actually it hit 90, then I'll be prepared to actually to buy from the silver, because I know it's going to create, is going to move up, so we buy as the prices keep moving up. So that is number one for the silver. And then number two here is for the gold. That was for other day, but I'm going to change this and change this alert to probably 50. Now remember, now we are 5,000. This is going to be 5,000 and 5,000 and 20. I'm going to put an alert there. So it's going, normally when I come to this place here, maybe I can just show you something I do. It's just simple. I don't know whether you just do the same, but what I do, I come and set alerts for the prices I want. Even before buying, I put the expiry. For example, this is going to expire on 21st of February, and then I go to the notification and make sure that it notifies me on the app. The most important here is to send me an email. So the most important is to send me an email. So even if I will not be logged in a trading view, this is going to send me an email. It's the same thing for those who use Sierra Chat. It's different, but it's so amazing as well. So it sends me an email. So I put that one. So when this purchase starts, this one, instead maybe of putting a sell limit, tells me now it's the time for you now to look for this. Now I'll be looking to see other things very fast, and then I can just execute my order. So this is what you're looking for next week. Tomorrow I have some good also we have some news here. I have to just to put them through. I want to show you something here. Okay, let me see. I want us to also, tomorrow we'll be checking on my macroeconomics, macros, to see what has actually been happening, because you know Trump, something has actually been happening, especially yesterday on Friday, where also Trump is, you know, is actually threatening Canada for 100% tariff. So is that really going to be happening, or is that going to be affecting CLD, okay, or USD? Those are the things that will be either, I think we should check tomorrow, right? Yes. So what I'm saying is that Trump is actually threatening Canada with 100% tariff. So we'll be checking on that. There are lots of things here I'm checking here, and I think we should start with that tomorrow when we come back here to do our things, that is to trend back on the London session. At least we can have something to talk about. That is what is going to be happening, and we'll be talking about the macroeconomics so that we can talk about what has been happening. Remember also, next week we'll be discussing even more of this news that we have on the calendar here. Remember who we have, so that we can know what's the effect for this, the GDP for CND. You can see how it's actually been performing, especially last week. One of the currencies that actually been performing so well is let me get that clearly. We have been getting this pair that's actually one of these that has been doing so good. Let me show you here. Yeah, so one of the things that's actually been doing good, JPY, USD is not really going good. I think this is pushing the prices all the way up. How do you, when you just go and check that one? So if you go right now to this pair, USD JPY, you realize that the prices are really going to be moving. This is just how to just combine this, just small trick. If this is strength is up and of course this is down, then you realize when you go to the pair like USD JPY, you're going to realize this. Look at this, because let me just put this again. It's just simple so that I lay my point now. This is JPY is actually strong, and this is weak. This is the weakest. So this pair, you're going to notice a very big move that is going to happen in between this. So with this weakness, USD, JPY, and this gaining the strength, of course, you're going to see the market moving so down. And if it's not moved down, of course, you're going to see that happening next week. So let's see. You can see what actually happened. This, you see this one? This is what actually happened before now the market closed. Now this is what you see. And actually this becomes so interesting, especially when you are trading these pairs. Those are some of the things that you can check on the market. You can actually combine that and see which pair is really performing once. In terms of those pairs, actually you can get it so well like this one, and you can get a signal for this, and you can trend pull back, because from market moving from 158 all the way to 155, I think you can find a good entry point when the market still comes down, because it has actually to do a small pull back before it continues to even move down. So that's another way to find a signal to trend. You can just combine like that, two of them just like that. The same thing that has been happening with the NSD and JPY this week. But I also saying that we need to analyze on what is really happening in the Japan, and also the big economy that we have to look at is the USD. But what we're talking about this week is we are interested more on the CAD. Tomorrow we'll be talking more about the CAD, because I said Trump is actually threatening the Canada to impose 100% tariff, and that is going to be crazy this week. So that's some of the things that we're really going to be checking on. All right, so those are kind of things that we're really going to look at. Bitcoin is actually trending all the way low, but remember this position that we're talking about. So in case maybe we move slightly below this, is actually going to be crazy. So if you are on that sell, then I think this is the best time I'm considering to even buy more from BTC, because we are low. Remember Bitcoin and actually hit around 120. So 120 was actually very high, and I think from 120 to where we are, I think we are on the lowest side when you compare from the highest, and there's maybe these things are really crashing up, and this is crazy. Look at this big move that the market actually made from this, and you can see there's a candle that is forming here. It's trying to move up, and still we're trying to see are we going to get this, because the buyers actually got rejected on the upper side. Is the market really going to move up, and at least we get back to 100? And I think maybe Trump will actually make that happen. Look at this big move. Look at this. This is actually a nice trend on how the market and down gold is really moving. And I think probably we might be getting the prices actually moving up. So this is some good news for BTC USD, not USDT traders. This is actually a good news for BTC USD traders, that they can actually fall up and trend from this. Personally, I have now some trends that I'm going to enter from this market and hold long on the spot, and my focus actually will be around 100 or maybe 107 coming up next. All right. Yeah, so that is what we really have here. More information we'll be laying down tomorrow. We'll be checking more currencies on the options features so that we can know what is really going to be happening on the dollar index as well, how it's going to push the market. The news signed, those are kind of things that we're going to be considering that the Fed and Bank of Canada press conference and federal rates next week is really overwhelming. Also the rates from the Canada still next week. So for those you trending CAD, really this is your time. Brace yourself, because next week is so interesting. Everything is on you, everything is coming up, and this is really interesting. So thank you so much. I'm going to really close this down so that at least we can see you again tomorrow 11 a.m. I'll be preparing with that. Ensure that you like, subscribe to this if you are benefiting from at least even from just a minute of things from what we are really doing here. And follow me on a social media platform. A friend of mine who was asking me about you wanted to learn, that is Lely with Michael. So you are contacting me now as I'm waiting. You wanting to learn from me, so I'll be putting my number right down there, so that you can follow me, and ensure that you test me on WhatsApp. So I'll check that, because tomorrow that is on Tuesday. On Tuesday, we have classes around 8 p.m. for beginners. That is section 2 for this year. So I'm making sure that those people who join this, at least they're going to learn a lot. They're going to learn a lot. That is both fundamentals. I'm going to teach them more. Even if volume signed analysis in terms of the macroeconomics, we are going to learn all those ones. So it's a very big topic that's really going on. At least you can enjoy that free. So my number is tight and iron there, so start with a plus. And absolutely, this is not just my number, so in case you find someone else contacting about the scams on TikTok, that's not me. So we've been doing this every Sunday. That is called the market outlook. The market outlook, and then on Mondays. Okay, no problem. You have been trading on demo. No problem. Welcome. Karibu. No problem. That's a good move. That's a good move. That's a good move. Yeah, so you can see the Bitcoin. I want you to check the price of the Bitcoin right now, because I think if this is a big opportunity for you, if this is the big opportunity for you, is absolutely to buy right now. And let me write this down here, because I normally refer these videos to do my thing. So big opportunity. I don't know how the opportunity is written. Mi sikusoma nisomea shule very interior, so Kizungu. English is not my first language. This opportunity, I don't know, but at least let me write chance. At least I know how to write chance. So if I don't know how to write opportunity, I know how to write chance. Big chance to buy Bitcoin, BTC, Bitcoin, BTC. You can actually buy. The reason I'm saying you can buy is because you can buy either with on the crypto, or you can buy with a combination of currency. This is a combination of the currency, but remember the price of USDT and USD They are almost the same. So that's why you see sometimes here in our country, Kenya, right now, the price of the dollar right now is around 128, and when you go to the USDT, you're going to see almost the same price. So unaona tu zinaendana hivi, almost the same. So the price of the Bitcoin, so we normally say the price of just Bitcoin, because you can either buy it with the USD and other, I don't know, with other combination, but big chance to buy Bitcoin, big chance to buy BTC. Price, what's the price? Price is 87,900. I'll just give it like this, so I will leave it like this one, 87,900. So nainunulia hapo tu 87,900. So hii ndio big chance. Actually, kama ulikuwa unataka kununua Bitcoin last year, and I know so many people probably lost from that. So this is the biggest opportunity, and this can either be an opportunity for you to hold probably throughout the year. This is going to be a very good opportunity. And if you are an investor, probably you have some crypto in your account, this is the biggest opportunity now to buy. I think this is a good opportunity. You go there, you buy and hold. If you're holding on the spot, that's good. If you trade on futures, don't over leverage. Use at least maximum of 2, maximum 3. All right, I'm talking about people using exchange. If you are using any exchange and you're trading on futures, go the maximum, kindly select 3. You know, you don't trade with a good amount of money. For those who are using the lot sizes, ensure that at least don't select the very big lot size here. But of course, it's your risk, but don't risk it too much. Gold is another, Bitcoin is another gold. Is another gold actually. Today you can be seeing it at 87,900. Tomorrow you see it trading at maybe 100k. So those are kind of things that we do. And there are so many people who actually kill themselves, especially those who trade crypto on the futures, because they get liquidated so fast. Ask me, a very experience of so many years trading in this industry of cryptocurrency. So this is a good opportunity. You can actually make good amount of money when you're trading on futures, just like me, and you can do a lot. One time I was very lucky. I made a lot of money trading on futures. I really know enough knowledge of futures, but I selected a very big leverage on sisi tunaitanga low size. On our side on Forex we call it low size, but same thing. Leverage on the Forex and crypto are different, but leverage on the crypto side and low size is just the same, differently. So it's like I selected a very big low size on the crypto side and made quite a good amount of money. I was lucky. But if one small move, I could have lost everything. But I know enough knowledge on the risk management. So I think only God saved me that time. Don't make the same mistakes. Yeah, so this is a big opportunity we are getting here. Remember, we are swing traders, so we are probably going to hold it throughout the week. And probably we refer again to this video. We'll refer again to this. So that is the price I'm talking about, 87,900. It's currently 700, no problem. As the price keep moving, probably we even, we always know that we don't really enter into a certain precision like we are. What we normally do is we buy in a region, okay, as the market keeps doing all this. Kindly subscribe, and I'll see you again tomorrow. It's already 8:30. I need to sleep so that tomorrow we can see you again live here. Amazing. Thank you so much. I will see you again tomorrow morning hours. Good night, everyone who is watching it, and it's night in your country. Someone know, maybe it's the daytime. So good night.